A couple of minutes, tiny touch-ups.
Yeah, what's the big deal, man? What are we missing?
Well, for starters, we have no engines.
Oh,
And we're missing a propeller too. Also, we're gonna need something to steer with.
no worries, man. You get started while I go find the missing junk, okay?
Okay, mon. Good luck part hunting.
A pair of engines, a propeller, and something to steer with. Shouldn't be too hard to come by. That's my farm of cacti. Cacti rule. Hey, lady!
Please, you can call me Lena.
How come you in such a hurry, lady?
Well, I just talked to my professor over at the university, and let's just say he's made some enemies in the academic world recently that have made us a bit nervous.
Enemies? What kind of a professor is he?
You haven't heard of Professor Steepleganger Moorhead? Let me enlighten you. When I first started working for him, I was just as convinced as anyone else that he had a screw loose.
What? He's nuts?
Not exactly. You see, Moorhead was once a highly recognized scientist, a real big name in geology. But ever since he started lecturing about conspiracies and cover-ups, he completely lost all the credibility he had built up over the years. The only reason the university keeps him on the payroll is because there would be an outrage in the educated world if he was given the boot. Whether he's nuts or not, he deserves the position. Anyhow, having worked with him for a while, I started realizing that whether he was crazy or not, much of the research he set me on came up blank.
Blank? Why?
Not sure. I started getting really suspicious. Someone had been erasing their tracks very thoroughly. Whole records have disappeared from their libraries. Old newspaper prints have been removed. Even old family photo albums I've looked up have been obviously edited and smeared. And no one except Moorhead is questioning this. The only lead I've found so far that hasn't been removed is this book of yours. I need to hide and make sense of it before this too is erased. That is why we are in a hurry to get the airplane going.
How did you know to search for the book here?
The professor received a letter about the book and he sent me to go look it up. I just figured it was sent by whoever lived here.
So who's covering everything up?
Well, many signs point toward Armando Electric. And the more I'm looking into it, it seems like the government is in on it as well.
The government?
Sure. Do you realize how many new laws have come into existence the last couple of years regarding the Underland? Obviously, someone wants to keep the people in the dark regarding what is really going on down there.
What do you think they're hiding?
I'm not sure. You remember how when our generation were kids, we used to hear stories about the amazing Underland?
Sure. Me dad used to read us stories about it all the time.
Same here. Now compare that to what it's like now. Ever since the Power Co. started their operations in the Underland, the stories have all twisted. Now all we hear about the Underland is how dangerous it is. And how incredibly illegal it is to so much as glance over the edge.
Well, it probably is dangerous. You do realize those were just children's tales, right? Probably just written to protect us from the scary stuff.
Believe what you wish. What is fact and what is fiction isn't really relevant since both of them are being erased. Either way you look at it, something very fishy is going on, and I'm sure this book will shed some light on things.
Tell me about the professor.
Professor Moorhead? Sure, he's a real nutcase according to most people. But I've started believing in his crazy conspiracy theories. Or maybe not so much believe in them as at least realize that there's something in them worth looking up. I'm his assistant at the Agibo University in St Armando, by the way, if I didn't make that clear.
So what was this cover-up all about?
I don't really know. All I know is that someone is hiding something very, very well, and the professor and me are hell-bent on finding out what is being covered up. We think it has something to do with the power company's recent projects in the Underland, but we aren't sure.
I'll go hunt for parts. See you later, lady.
Happy hunting!
No wonder Kito smells like fish when he sleeps in this slimy thing. I'll borrow it, just in case I need to catch something. That's Kito with his beloved toolbox. Count and Dodo gave it to him back when we were kids. They've been inseparable ever since. I found this old bike once in the bay, and Kito hotted it up like crazy. That's me and Kito on our Rastabike. The front wheel couldn't touch the ground, so we had to get off and push it to change direction. What a lovely bike that was. It's an old bucket of white paint. I don't need that. Let's dip it white. There we go, man. That should stick nice to the insides of my pockets. Hey Matoki, how you doing, man?
Hi there, Bwana. I got all I ever wish from life here. Good cooking and a proper fishing spot. What a beautiful evening. Not a rat in sight.
Rat?
Oh yes, I'm terrified of rats, lad. That's why I be resting me limbs here, you know. They just can't get to me no matter how much they skip about.
That's mighty clever, man. Say, that's a nice fishing pole you got there.
Yep, trusty as heck. Caught me a 12-pound mud yuggler the other day.
Wow!
Wow, indeed, I'm quite proud.
A muddy uggler?
Come on, Bwana, you know it's basically the only thing we catch here in Kingsport Bay. Of course, there's tires and the odd rubber boot, but there ain't much eating on those.
I wouldn't mind missing out on it anyhow.
Oh, don't get too picky. McKenna once served my boots to a whole crew of sailors, and they left port happy and dancing. A good chef and a fine spice can fix the foulest stew right up.
Tell me more about muddy ugglers.
Sure. They're tricky buggers to pull up, but a fine treat for the tongue if tended to right. Mama McKenna turns the foulest yugglers into gourmet magic.
That's a crazy story, but enough about it already.
Hey, you're the one who asked.
Why you never hang around our docks no more?
I'm telling you, man, the rats. I can't stand those foul creatures. They scare me right out of my pants.
That's too bad, man. I liked having you around.
Heck, this ain't far off. Besides, I've been around for a long time. Even the fish knew this was a bad spot.
Yeah, you an old timer, man. How long have you been around Kingsport Bay?
Oh, long before you were born. Roughly 60 or 70 years, I think. Set me up quite the reputation here in Kingsport Bay, too.
You have indeed. So you must know a lot about Kingsport Bay then.
Oh, don't get me started. I could go on forever about this place. But okay, Kingsport is one of 7 bays that surrounds our gorgeous capital, St Armando. Kingsport consists mainly of industrial cargo docks and random odd enterprises such as your charter and McKenna's Diner. I like it here since the area is so nice and calm, yet it has a great view of the city.
So tell me about St Armando.
Oh, the tales I could tell about St Armando are endless. It's an ancient city, and its heart throbs in all rhythms known to man. Actually, throbs doesn't fit as well as convulses. But you get the point. It's lively.
I get it. Colorful speaking, Matoki.
Oh, thank you. Anyhow, all social classes and odd minorities are represented in the city in some strange form or another. So the city just oozes of soul, mind you. Some people even say the city has a soul of itself.
So you must know my father well then.
Oh yes, he was a fine friend till he disappeared. He loved me fish.
Everybody loves your fish, Matoki. Tastiest muddy-ugglers in the bay.
Sure are. Anyhow, I remember him well. And I do think of the captain now and then. Especially remember the flying lessons he gave you. Boy, you were proud.
Of course I was proud, man. He taught me how to pilot this plane at the age of 12.
And you haven't flown the plane since, you fool.
No, not since he dumped us here. I'm afraid of heights, you know.
Learned to fly at the age of 12 and afraid of heights? Don't pull me tail.
Say, that's a nice fishing pole you got there.
Yep, rusty as heck. Caught me a 12-pound mud yuggler the other day.
Wow!
Wow, indeed, I'm quite proud.
12 pounds? What do you do with it all?
I traded it with McKenna as always. Me and McKenna got sort of a deal going here. I supply her with the treasures of the sea, and she keeps me fed. Just stay clear of the topher rats. They are absolutely revolting.
I'll make sure to remember that. Would you let me borrow your pole for a while?
No way, not for a second. Only thing ever separated me from my pole are those pesky rats. And I ain't never getting near those things again.
If this works, it'll scare the bananas out of Matoki. He hates rats. Let's see if the rat catches the bait. It actually worked. I can't wait to see Matoki's reaction when he reels in a big juicy rat. Hey man, check your hook.
Hey, I think you're right. I've got something on the line. That's a rat. Oh, Bwana, could you please unratify my pole for me? I have a slight problem with rats.
Sure, man. No problem. I'll get it back to you nice and pest-free.
Oh, thank you.
Finally, the pole is mine. All mine. Oops. The rat ran off with the hook.